Starting the live. It's almost noontime. It's me, Kelsey Leverton, on your noontime movement snack, and this is today, what are we, 26th of August, on a Wednesday. So if you're with us on catch up, come in, roll up. This movement snack is for you regardless of what time of day it is. Get stuck in. Skip through this preamble if you like, get straight on with the movement snack. Some of the bits and pieces might be a tad new, so if you want to watch it first and then rewind it, then that's entirely up to you. See how you get on with it and then let us know when you've done your catch up. That would be great to hear from you. We always read our messages and we always reply to them, so if you've got any questions or anything like that, or you want to make a simple request of something that we could include, or you wanted to share something like a positive experience or gain from yourselves, it's all good stuff and we all love to hear it. Right, here's Mrs. P. Frances is doing her Pilates class. Very good, Frances. Posture perfect then. Lots of focus on pelvic tilt in Pilates, isn't there? And shoulders, setting the shoulders and being really mindful and active with the posture. So an excellent mode of exercise there. Well done you. So I guess you'll be doing the catch up in a bit then, or substituting. It doesn't matter either which, you're still adding movement minutes with any other thing that you do. So if you are doing specific exercise classes, then that's great. That's movement and exercise minutes in the bag. But if you're doing the movement snacks with us and additional movement through your day with plenty of opportunities to crowbar in, then again, this can be really beneficial, as lots of you have been reporting back to us of your positive experiences and changes that you've noticed to how you do stuff day in, day out. Right, here's Christine and here's Maddie. Good day to you both. Great to have you with us today. Hope you're feeling good. What have you been up to since Bex's snack this morning? Done much? Not done much? Either which way, we will always start, as you know and love, with our circulation boosting activity, just to give our body a little bit of a G up, a switch on, and to get some warmth throughout our system. I've got some good facts for you again today, people. So we are having an educational week of noontime snacks with me. Can somebody please, can I request a timekeeper? Who wants to be my timekeeper? And that will just tell me when to do the 3, 2, 1 and shut up with my preamble and get on with the main aim of the game. So today, our three facts that inform the snacks. A snacker fact is, we've got in 1968, Hey Jude was released by the Beatles. Red Rita's going to like this one. Where is she? In 1978, so we're a bit more recent history here, the first German travelled into space. And 1955 fact of the day for you. The first tennis match was televised in colour, and that was the Davis Cup between Australia and the US, not the UK. So those are the 3 facts of the day that I have linked in to some of the moves included in the movement snack today. So we'll be getting on with those shortly, won't we? I reckon we're not far off. Let's see if my laptop will tell me what the time is. Right, it's 59. Right, what are you doing, Christine? You're not much going shopping later on. That's what you're doing. Brightening up in Shrewsbury. South Wales is looking cloudy and sunny with the typical rainbows, but I don't think you have rainbows every day, do you, in South Wales? Who else have we got? Kathy's in. Kathy's normally one of our Captainess catch-ups, so it's great to have you on the live, Kathy. Gillian with a J from the Port Talbot Posse is reporting a dry day here. And Pam's in. Where are you, Pam? Are you not far from Bolton? Have I got that right or wrong? anyhow, we don't know where you're from just yet, but it's sunny and windy wherever you are, eh? Okay, so you've done some ironing, Viv. Oh, been making, what's Odile been up to? Lots of falling in the wind. Oh, apples. I saw the emoji. I was like, oh, she's been making a compote. But it's an apple compote. Right, Sue's in. Hello, Sue. Great to have you here. Ah, Pam, I got you completely in the wrong direction then. You're south, not north. Carol's in. You're Gateshead, aren't you, Carol? Grey and overcast. No rain, though. Good. Yeah, I like my history. Where the collective, where's the rest of your gang? Anyway, I can't stop. Red Rita, there's a fact in here for you. But here we go with our 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It's 12:01. We've ran over, so we better get moving with our Circ Boost. But first of all, the date is Wednesday, the 26th of August, and I am Kelsey Leverton, and we are on this 12 noon movement snack. Let's go. Right. Wherever you are then, in seated, let's have a think about our seated positioning first. Switching on the posture, lifting up and away your back from the chair. Hip walking forwards if you're not already forwards in the chair. Feet planted down onto the ground, around hip distance apart with feet and knees. And once we've done some postural tweaks, begin with your heel pumps, if you please. Keep going with the heel pumps. If legs aren't on your radar today, you might want to start with some arm marches. Whether you bring in both arms together or just one at a time, I'll leave that to you to choose from. In standing, take up some support if you need it and begin your heel pumps. As we get this action going, we can have a think and make some adjustments to our posture. Just notice how your posture was feeling and how it feels after you've made some adjustments. So those adjustments might be revolving around lengthening up through your spine, lifting your rib cage up and away from the hips, keeping the chest in an open position, so shoulders round, back and down, with just a bit of a pinch going on between your shoulder blades to try and maintain that positioning. Chin is tucked in a little bit, not too forceful, that is unmaintainable, and lengthening through. Couple more inches out of your height here. If you've not done already, have a go at bringing your feet into a full leg march. Lifting up the knees, noticing whether one side has the tendency to lift higher or lower than the other. Let's have a go at focusing on an equal movement, equal share of the load from right side, left side. If you want to keep your legs going, then please do so. If in the seat your hips are getting a bit crished, whatever word that is, then pause with the legs and just have a go with arms on their own. Again, you might have a support that's in front of you in standing, so you'll be able to switch one arm swing in over to and across to the other side quite easily. If you're holding onto your support by the side, you might need to just take a few steady steps around to set yourself up on the other side. So both arms might be in the mix, both legs might be in the mix. It depends on how you are feeling today. And sometimes when we've got all of this in the mix, something gives. We might be a bit uncoordinated, our balance might be challenged somewhat, our posture might be uncomfortable if we're in the chair. So feel free to break that down just into single actions, arms on their own, legs on their own, whatever suits you. Take a pause there. Right, our first fact of the day. This is for you, Red Rita. We're going to do our hip and pelvic tilt movements. So each and every day I'm trying to find a space related, because we go round a bit, don't we? Round in space. So today's space related fact is in 1978 it was the first German to head into space. Here we have our hip hitches. Take a seat down if you are in standing. You might want to try it here as well as in a standing position. And what we're aiming to do is shift the weight onto one side a little bit more so, and then close down the gap between your rib and your hip. So it's hip coming up towards the rib, not the other way round if you can help it. And again, shift across to the other side and hitch the hip up towards the rib cage. You can hopefully see that there's minimal movement and tilting of my top half as I do that. If you're in standing, you might want to take your feet a bit wider, sink into the knees as your start position, and then shift over to one side and then hitch the hip up. Well, I'm on the wrong way there, hang on. So shift the weight over and hitch the hip up and then come back to the centre. As you do that, one leg might come into a more straightened position slightly. Your top half is upright and then return back to the centre. So this is about working through a bit of your waist. The muscles you may well feel are working there. The hips lifting upwards rather than our rib cage going downwards. Carry on that in standing for a moment or so, and here's the pelvic tilt in standing. So Bex talks a lot about the bucket, so this is exactly what we're referring to when we want you to get the water level in your bucket. So if you think about the top of your hips being level, notice where you're sitting on your bum at the moment. Try and roll down into a slump. That's pretty much what it is. It's a slump down where you feel like your rib cage is sat on top of your hips. So there's no space there at all. And you feel like your tailbone is more towards the chair. Bringing ourselves forwards, and look, we go upwards at the same time. You may well see there in my lower back a bit of an inward curve just develop, and that's the natural curve within your lower back area. And now I feel like I'm more on my bum bones and the backs of my thighs rather than on my tailbone, as if I'm in this slump. Have a go at that a few times round. In standing, again, feet in that wider, slightly wider position, and knees, just try and keep them slightly bent all the way through. Here we have a tuck down, so my tailbone's now pointing down towards the floor and my back is flat, and then I'm rolling my hips the other way to stick out my bottom. And you can see there's quite a dip there, isn't there? Tucking under and sticking your bum out. Have a go at that. And throughout, you may want to take hold of your support. You can use your hands in any which way just to help feel what's happening around the hips. Okay, take a pause there. In seated, have a go at doing north, south, east and west. So we've got a pelvic tilt, north and south, and then a hip hitch, east and west. Take your time with that. Take a moment to posture check before you head into the other direction. In standing, again, you might want to be holding on to some support in front of you. Sink into the knees, weight even over both feet. I'd like you to have a go at hip hitching on one side and then drawing a semicircle round to the front. We end up in a hip hitch on the opposite side, and then we level our hips in the centre. Do a few in one direction or alternate right side, left side. Here's my knees are soft, rolling the hips round to the front, hip hitching on the other side, and then levelling the hips, the bucket in the centre. Have a go at one or two more of those. A good movement to practice with the curtains closed, not in the garden, not in the local park or anywhere, because I know a few of you, when you head out, you might crowbar one or two movements in. Perhaps this one's not quite the movement to be crowbarring in at that point. Have a rest there, everyone. Okay, so Hey Jude was released in 1968 by the Beatles. Now what is known about the movements to this particular tune? In seated, here we have a sideways step and then bringing our feet together. So we're doing a step touch, and this can be seen as a dance move, can't it? A step touch as you're dancing along to some music, picking the knees up, trying to maintain your posture, and a step touch there. If legs aren't on your radar at the moment, a movement which is done all the time with this particular tune is a sway. So it's like a window washer. So we are shifting the weight side to side. I'm just holding on to my knee there to support my posture, and oh, hang on, wrong way, that side and that side, because it goes da, 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 da. Get that song stuck in your head all day. So if you want to do it with both arms, you can do a bit higher if your shoulders feel comfortable with that. Be strong in your centre as you move through. Here's your standing options. We've got a step touch together, picking up the feet, and we've got a land of toes, ball, heel. If you want to put a arm sway in at the same time, then please do. Keep hold of your support. This isn't a balance challenge. It is a coordinated movement. Have a try on the other side, and if you do feel good in standing without requiring any external support, you can pretend that you're in a concert, just singing and dancing along to that tune, like so. Lower arms if shoulders aren't keen. So side-stepping motions, we do these around the kitchen, definitely around smaller spaces. If we're walking out and about in town, we might need to take some side steps to negotiate our way around people, around obstacles and things like that. So it's a real functional type movement, heading side to side. How's that for you? Right, our last one, and I'll do the standing option first for you here, is our fact of the day. 1955, the first tennis match was broadcast in colour. So, tennis, this is what I'm thinking. Take hold of your support fully or a little bit lighter with just your fingertips if that feels better. We're going to take a step forwards, transferring the weight and then bringing back. If you want to take a larger step forwards, then have a go at that. So small, medium or large, shifting the weight over. The heel there is releasing at the back and I'm coming back to base. A larger step, you might want to include a small knee bend in. Keep going with that. Go between small, medium, large if you like, and just vary the different sizes of steps, which mimic the different sizes of stride and steps that we take when we're moving around. In seated, that can be done the same as well. A small, a medium, and a bit of a tilt forwards, which might include a reach, a functional reach, sitting tall. Small, medium, a functional reach, and recover. Keep going with that if that feels okay. In seated, if those stepping actions aren't for you today, think about what muscles we can engage and get working. So the buttocks, if we can get the buttocks to engage, so squeeze those muscles and maybe take a bit of an upward reach or a forwards reach as we just did with that previous option, and then we can fire up the muscles that we're sitting on And this might be a starting point of you being able to use and work these muscles in order to begin the process of sit to stand, or just to make sure that these muscles are, if they can do a job, they do a job. Keeping them active, keeping them working, keeping them on your radar. And that's that. So quite a few options there for people to consider. Hey Jude is probably that earworm. We've not had an earworm for a while, have we? So that'll probably be it for today, won't it? And I just wanted to share two more facts with you. So you got a fact of 5 today. So in 94, a man gets the first bionic heart. It was a battery operated heart, and the operation was first done in Britain. And as well in 1985, Zola Budd broke the 5,000 metre record. So this talks to me about stamina. So if you are walking, let's plan on working our heart a little bit more. Walking, going up the stairs once or twice extra during a day will help us to keep things like that in check, so we can keep our fitness in relation to that type of activity. I'll leave you with those, people. Take care, watch us back, stop, rewind, pause if you like, just to get that bit of extra info from each and every one of our movement snacks. Take care, I'll see you tomorrow.